In this session, we will cover the key steps for properly mounting, aligning, and connecting RADWIN outdoor unit. The goal is to ensure a safe installation, reliable grounding, and optimal performance in the field. In this presentation, we will introduce the installation steps, followed by the overall flow and key terminology. Next, we'll cover ODU preparation, physical installation, and the commissioning process. We'll also look at how to identify the status of a subscriber unit within the base station management interface. And finally, we'll conclude with a short overview of radius authentication support, which allows installation with minimal configuration. Let's start with introduction. A high-quality installation process is crucial for reliable operation. RADWIN radios are designed with simplicity in mind. They feature straightforward configuration, clear processes to get online, built-in self-tests, and monitoring tools for troubleshooting. Installing the radios is the first step in getting ready for production. Start by setting up the base station or hub unit along with the subscriber or client units. Next, enable both the data and management links between the base station or hub and the subscriber or client units. Then, assess the overall performance. And finally, document all results. This slide explains the process flow for hardware preparation, installation through commissioning. It is assumed that a site survey has already been completed, confirming the best radio location, installation height, and link range. The process begins with preparation, ensuring all required hardware, tools, cables, and accessories are available, and radios are tested, configured, and activated before reaching the tower or rooftop. Next is installing or mounting and grounding the outdoor units using the official mounting kits exactly as instructed in the installation manual. Grounding all equipment is mandatory, and lightning protection units must always be installed. If external antennas are required, install them and verify all RF and grounding connections are secure. Once physically installed, proceed with alignment and fine-tuning of the antenna to achieve optimal signal strength. Finally, during commissioning and performance verification, register the subscriber or client on the base station or hub, check that the received signal levels match the design expectations, run speed tests to confirm throughput in both directions, and monitor link stability over time to ensure reliable operation. In a nutshell, the activation and installation process are the same for both point-to-point and point-to-multipoint systems. In every point-to-point link, one unit operates as the base station or hub, and the other as the subscriber unit or client. Begin by configuring and activating the base station or hub ODU, setting the radio band, channels, and network ID. Once activated, it starts transmitting beacons. Mount and align the base station or hub unit, then wait for the subscriber or client to detect and link to it. Next, configure and activate the subscriber or client unit. Align it toward the base station or hub unit to establish the RF link. After synchronization, register the subscriber or client unit, completing the data link. To maintain control and simplify network expansion, always apply a consistent management IP addressing scheme to all radio units. Following this process ensures a stable, high-performance RADWIN wireless connection. Setup begins with a checklist of all components required for installation, both for base station or hub units and subscriber or client units. Each radio package includes the ODU, a hardware mounting kit, and for models like Alpha Pro or SU Pro, a PoE power brick. Next, connect each unit to a laptop for pre-provisioning. At this stage, configure the radio frequency parameters, including the band and channels, and set the management access details. Then, activate the unit. The power setup depends on your site design and available power source, whether AC or DC, and can use either a standalone PoE injector or a PoE switch. After completing pre-provisioning and basic testing, the radio units are ready for installation. For SU Pro and Alpha Pro subscriber or client units, configuration can also be done using the built-in Wi-Fi management interface. This allows access from a smartphone or tablet, offering a lightweight and cost-effective setup method. When combined with the RADWIN WinTouch Plus application, SU Pro and Alpha Pro subscriber unit in PTMP mode, deployment becomes fully guided, automated, and extremely simple for field installers. ODU installation must always be performed by professional, certified installers. Use extreme care when working near power lines and when working at heights. Always use the proper tools and only the power adapters supplied by RADWIN. Do not mount the radios upside down or horizontally. This will void the product warranty. RADWIN radios include internal electrostatic discharge protection circuits, but always follow safety recommendations and use common sense. And finally, remember to wear your personal protective equipment kit. Remove any jewelry or metallic objects that could contact energized parts. When installing your RADWIN outdoor unit, choose a high mounting point, either on a building rooftop or a tower structure, ensuring a clear line of sight. The mounting surface must be plumb and level to guarantee accurate alignment. Sector azimuth and down tilt should be taken care during the initial installation, and azimuth alignment must always be done with a digital or magnetic compass for best precision, ensuring optimal link performance and long-term stability. When installing multiple RADWIN units at the same site, or when other RF equipment is nearby, pay close attention to potential mutual interference. Maintain proper physical separation between radios and always enable synchronization when more than one RADWIN unit operates at the same location. Before climbing, always evaluate all potential risks associated with working at height and always use full personal protective equipment kit. This includes a safety helmet, gloves, glasses, proper footwear, and a certified harness. Double check for any hazards such as humidity, exposed wires, high voltage lines, sharp or rusted structures, and unstable mounting points. Make sure weather conditions are ideal, as wind, rain, or electrical storms can severely affect safety and installation quality. Remember, achieving optimal RSS levels and link stability depends on calm and dry conditions, so if the weather is unfavorable, it's always best to wait. Ensure that every member of the installation team is trained, certified, and experienced for tower work. Finally, to minimize time spent at height, always bring pre-configured and pre-activated radios, along with ready-to-mount hardware and preset alignment angles. Proper preparation ensures not only safety, but also efficiency and professional installation results. Always install RADWIN radio units exactly as specified in the installation manual and in compliance with local RF regulations. Never use damaged or modified equipment. Note that RADWIN radios are not user-serviceable and are designed for precise, controlled operation. Maintain the minimum required separation distance from all persons and avoid standing directly in front of the antenna. Do not install radios where people might accidentally pass through or remain in front of the antenna beam. Avoid testing radios indoors or over very short distances. If testing is necessary, use external attenuators and set transmission power to the lowest level. Before starting the installation, make sure you have all the required tools and materials ready. In most cases, a standard toolbox will be sufficient, but always double-check your personal protective equipment before climbing. You'll need a 13mm or half-inch wrench, a wide-mouth adjustable wrench, flat blade and number 2 Phillips screwdrivers, cable cutters, and an RJ45 crimp tool with shielded connectors. Bring waterproofing tape such as Scotch 23, outdoor Cat 5e shielded cable, and UV-rated fasteners. For grounding, use 10 AWG green-stranded wire with yellow crimp terminals. Be sure to have the proper mounting hardware for pipe, roof, or pole mounts with the necessary brackets and ballast connectors. Having all tools prepared and tested before climbing ensures a faster, safer, and more efficient installation. RADWIN outdoor units can be mounted in several ways, depending on the site structure and network design. You will typically find 3 main options for mounting RADWIN hardware: bolt type, worm drive hose clamps, and mount tongue and orientation fin. Mounting kits are included with every radio unit, but in some cases, you may need extra items such as bolts or wall anchors. Always refer to the specific ODU manual for detailed instructions. There are more units and components in the RADWIN portfolio that use the same mounting mechanism. Here, you see just the most relevant examples: Jet Duo, Jet Air, Jet Pro, 5000L, Multi-Sector. Always use the mounting hardware provided with the unit. Pay close attention to the orientation when mounting the unit as marked in first picture. In the second picture, you can see the mounted mount on a unit. As marked in third picture, you can see the included orientation converter with the mounting kit. This allows proper mounting on a horizontal bar. In general, the ODU, RF, PoE, and SFP ports should always face downward. Finally, make sure the complete setup is firmly affixed to a solid structure. This is the detailed bill of materials for the mounting kit. It is included with all supported RADWIN hardware. Never replace any parts with alternatives that are not provided or recommended by RADWIN. This is the best practice sequence to install the mounting kit on a thin or medium pole. Pay close attention to the correct upside orientation. First, pass both bolts as shown. Do not tighten them all the way yet. Place the mounting kit on the pole where you want to mount the ODU. Next, rotate the pole clamp as shown and then tighten both bolts. For thicker poles or columns, the support can be installed using worm drive clamps, which are not supplied. Always use high-quality hardware that is suitable for the environment and strong enough to support the unit's weight, including all mounting parts. Vertical adapter is a mechanical adapter used when mounting the unit on a horizontal bar or when the ODU orientation requires it. All mounting kits of this type include this adapter. Here are some mounting examples, including cases with use of the vertical adapter. From left to right, you can see the Jet Duo and the Jet Pro or Jet Air hardware ODU, followed by the multi-sector integrated base station. The multi-sector integrated base station can be installed back-to-back, as shown with another multi-sector integrated base station or multi-sector antenna to achieve 360-degree coverage. It can be mounted using parts from the standard mounting kit. For a detailed explanation, refer to the point-to-multipoint installation user manual. Begin the installation by assembling and securing the mounting bracket, then attach the radio unit firmly to the pipe or pole. Pay close attention to the unit's orientation. The up mark on the rear pipe clamp must always face upward, and the ports should be positioned at the bottom. Incorrect or tilted installation can affect radio polarization and may allow moisture to enter the connectors. During alignment, make sure the center line of the radio is directed precisely toward the planned sector or PTP link axis, using the azimuth and tilt angles provided by your planning team. Proper mounting and orientation are critical for long-term performance and environmental protection. Here are some examples of actual deployments using this mounting kit. You can notice the use of the vertical adapter in some cases, and in every example, the unit keeps its ports on the bottom side. Worm drive clamps are used to mount several RADWIN units, including the SU Air, SU Pro, Alpha connectorized versions, and the Lightning Protection Unit. The installation process is simple and straightforward. Place the unit with the pole. Pass both worm drive clamps through the mounting slots, secure the unit firmly onto the pole, and once the band is adjusted to the correct radius, close the clamp and tighten it with a screwdriver. Always make sure the screw heads are positioned facing away from the pole or mounting surface to ensure a clean, safe, and secure installation. Radio deployment with worm drive clamp shown here. The unit in the picture is specifically designed for use on a vertical pole. Always maintain the correct connector orientation. Physically installing of the multi-sector connectorized version is very simple. The mounting kit is included and requires minimal effort. First, secure the support on a wall using screws or on a pole using worm drive clamps. Then, insert the unit's guide from the top and slide it down. After that, secure the unit using the provided bolt. Always ensure all ports are facing downward and that the unit is perfectly vertical. Grounding is a critical safety requirement for all RADWIN installations. Always connect the ground first and disconnect it last. RADWIN products must be grounded and connected only to properly grounded equipment. Use a grounding wire of at least 10 AWG for outdoor units and ensure the ground lug of indoor equipment is connected to protective earth using an 18 AWG or wider wire. Rack-mounted devices should be installed only in properly grounded racks and cabinets. Before disconnecting the ground lug, make sure all power and data cables are already unplugged. This prevents accidental surges and protects both the equipment and the installer. All RADWIN hardware is equipped with a dedicated ground lug as indicated by red arrow, clearly marked with the electrical ground symbol as marked in red circle. This connector provides the primary grounding point for the radio's internal circuitry, safely redirecting electrical surges or static discharges away from the unit. Always use a number 10 ground wire with a crimp terminal to connect to the ground lug. Then, attach the ground wire securely to the site's main ground bus. Verify that the ground bus itself is bonded to earth or building ground using a number 18 AWG wire. Proper grounding through the ground lug is mandatory in every installation. It protects the equipment, ensures operational reliability, and helps maintain compliance with safety standards. These illustrations show the exact location of the grounding lug on different types of outdoor units. For instance, in the SU Pro and SU Air integrated models, the grounding lug, as highlighted by the red arrow in the image on the right, is the designated point for connecting the ground wire. Always ensure this connection is made securely and according to specifications. A proper grounding connection safely redirects electrical surges and static discharges away from the unit, preventing potential hardware damage. This simple but essential step guarantees safe installation, protects equipment integrity, and ensures long-term reliable operation in any deployment environment. Power over Ethernet, or PoE, delivers both power and data over the same cable. This means that RADWIN radios can be connected using a single cable for most applications, simplifying installation. PoE is the only method to power up ODU. The power source can be either a PoE brick or a PoE-enabled switch that properly supports RADWIN units, ensuring safe and reliable operation. Power over Ethernet, or PoE, is the method used to deliver both power and data through a single cable. This greatly simplifies installation, as RADWIN outdoor units require only one connection for operation. Power can be supplied either through a dedicated PoE injector, often called a PoE brick, or via a PoE Plus switch port like IDUS or IDU-SI that fully complies with RADWIN's power specifications. Using the correct PoE source ensures safe power delivery, reliable performance, and long-term protection of your radio equipment. Before deploying the outdoor unit, it's best to test and pre-configure it at ground level. This saves time at the site and reduces work at heights. Setup is simple. You need a computer with an Ethernet port, a PoE brick or PoE switch port, the ODU, and short Ethernet patch cords. Depending on the model, configuration can be done in two ways. Use RADWIN Manager for legacy 2000 plus or 5000 radios, or use the web user interface for modern sub-7 GHz and 60 GHz radios, preferably with Chrome in incognito mode. Some models like SU Pro, SU Air, and Alpha Pro also support integrated Wi-Fi management. Wi-Fi SSID begins with R, followed by the serial number, available for 2 minutes in hub mode and 4 hours in client mode after reboot. To connect the PoE cable, first ensure that the RJ45 connector fits securely in place. Avoid using connectors with broken tabs and make sure the gland elements fully cover the connection. Tighten the cap gently without over-tightening and always remember to seal it. On the other side, connect the jumper to the LPU. Leave enough cable length to allow for proper alignment of the unit and for fine-tuning during final positioning. Do not stretch the jumper to its maximum tension. ODU connections are highly visible, which makes it easy to confirm that all cables are properly secured to the structure. The illustrations here show the exact location of the SFP port on different types of RADWIN outdoor units. The SFP port allows specific ODU models to use optical fiber connections for data transfer. For example, RADWIN 2000E, Jet Duo, Multisector, and others. Keep in mind, power is always provided through the PoE port. In the configuration, you must explicitly declare which port, PoE or SFP, will carry the data. In this example, we see the deployment of a multi-sector base station, integrated version. Both available ports are actively used in the setup. The PoE port supplies electrical power to the unit, ensuring continuous operation. At the same time, the SFP port is responsible for transporting the data through optical fiber, providing high-speed, reliable connectivity. This configuration highlights the importance of proper port assignment, where power is always delivered through PoE, and data flow can be managed either through PoE or, as shown here, through the SFP connection. Proper surge protection are essential to safeguard equipment from static discharge and nearby lightning strikes. RADWIN outdoor units include built-in surge limiting circuits to minimize potential damage, but additional surge arresters are strongly recommended for enhanced protection, especially on telecommunication towers where such risks are higher. For subscriber units, surge protection may vary based on local regulations and environmental conditions. Always follow best practices and install surge arresters as specified. These measures ensure equipment longevity, safety, and continuous network reliability. This diagram illustrates the circuit between an outdoor unit, lightning protection unit, and the PoE. Pay close attention to the orientation of the lightning protection unit and its terminals. Ensure ODU and closest LPU use same grounding bus. It is also important to note that the PoE solution itself must be properly grounded. All connectors must be sealed, and cables should be routed neatly, secured firmly, and labeled for easy identification and future maintenance. Do not use and avoid cable extensions. In addition, any ducts or entry points used for passing cables must be weatherproofed, always following hub site standards to ensure long-term reliability and protection of the installation. The standard LPU kit includes the following items: quick installation guide, lightning protection unit, 50 cm RJ45 jumper, 1 pipe clamp, and 2 strips of self-healing tape. These components are essential to ensure proper installation, grounding, and long-term protection of the equipment. To mount the lightning protection unit, start by inserting the metal band through the mounting slots. Next, secure the unit firmly using its bolt and attach the ground connection to ensure proper surge protection. In this example, the unit is installed indoors, inside a rack on flat surface using screws. Because of this controlled environment, weatherproofing is not required. However, for outdoor installations, always seal all connectors to protect them from moisture, dust, and other environmental elements. In this example, we see a pole-mounted lightning protection unit installation. Mount the first LPU about 20 centimeters below the outdoor unit to allow a smooth cable bend. Place the second LPU just before the shelter entry to protect network equipment. Connect the upper LPU's ground screw to the same ground bus bar as the ODU to ensure proper continuity. Insert each connector fully until it clicks, add the weatherproof grommet, then tighten the gland cap gently using a large crescent wrench. Finally, label all cables and follow RADWIN's recommended LPU orientation and grounding guidelines for safe and reliable operation. One of the final steps in the installation process is to protect all connections against water, dust, and ultraviolet radiation. Applying proper sealing is essential for long-term reliability. By using high-quality sealing materials and components, you ensure that the installation remains maintenance-free for an extended period, reducing service calls and protecting the overall network performance. To protect all outdoor connections from rain, dust, moisture, and salt, always seal every cable and gland connection using proper waterproofing tape. Begin with a layer of self-amalgamating tape, such as Scotch 23, to create a strong waterproof barrier. Then, apply vinyl electrical tape over it to protect against ultraviolet radiation and secure the seal in place. Use a moderate amount of material, not too much, not too little. Following this method ensures long-term protection and reliability of your outdoor installation. RADWIN external antennas are available in multiple types to suit different deployments, including sector antennas, omni, flat panel, and dish directional antenna options. Selecting the correct antenna is essential to achieve the required coverage, capacity, and link performance. Always follow planning tool recommendations to ensure proper alignment and optimal results. Connectorized versions of both base stations, subscriber units, and Alpha Pro units require additional steps when installing external antennas. Always refer to the antenna's manual for correct mounting and alignment procedures. In this example, we see a Jet Duo unit being deployed. Once the outdoor unit is securely mounted and all connections are in place, the next step is alignment. The azimuth orientation must align with the central axis of the unit's panel to ensure accurate signal direction toward the target area. The tilt should be adjusted according to the central point of the planned coverage as defined in your network design or tools such as WinPlan. Proper alignment is essential for achieving optimal performance and stable connectivity. This procedure is the same whether the unit uses an integrated antenna or an external one and must always follow the predefined sector coverage plan. This example shows the alignment procedure for a subscriber unit. Peak signal levels can be achieved using the WinTouch Plus application or through management interface. During alignment, monitor RSS levels in real time using the web user interface or the WinTouch Plus app in point-to-multipoint mode, available for both Android and iOS devices. The app connects through the SU's integrated Wi-Fi and provides an intuitive interface for precise alignment. Once the antenna is properly aligned and securely fixed, verify the RSS levels match the expected link budget values. Afterward, perform a speed test to confirm link quality and stability. When alignment is successful, the SU will appear as linked in the HBS management interface and can then be registered for service authorization. After course alignment, the subscriber or client unit begins reporting its transmission and reception RSS levels, just like the base station or hub unit it is connected to. At this stage, service is not yet enabled, because the base station or hub must first register the subscriber or client unit. The status will therefore appear as unregistered. For point-to-multipoint links, the registration process requires selecting the correct service type, either best effort or committed information rate, and configuring the maximum information rate. Once these parameters are applied and the subscriber unit is authorized, it transitions into a registered state and becomes fully operational. For point-to-point links, the process is simpler. The client unit just needs to be registered, which can be done from either the hub side or the client side. After registration, the unit is fully enabled to pass traffic across the network. For more details on the configuration steps for both PTMP and PTP links, please refer to the dedicated configuration user manuals. These are the possible status icons displayed on the base station or subscriber unit management interface. Active registered. The subscriber unit is fully registered and service is available. Active unregistered. The unit is connected, but registration is not complete and service is not available. Not synchronized. The unit was registered previously, but it is currently offline. Active violated, the subscriber unit has a different SSID and therefore cannot receive service. Software upgrade required. The unit is connected, but there is either a software version mismatch or a frequency band mismatch, so service is limited. Active authentication error. The subscriber unit's link password does not match the hub configuration, and service cannot be provided. In a standard new installation, the typical sequence is simple. The unit first appears in gray, which indicates it is active but still unregistered. Once the activation and registration steps are completed, the status changes to green, confirming the unit is fully operational and ready to provide service. Radius, or Remote Authentication Dial-In User Service, is an AAA protocol that centralizes authentication, authorization, and accounting for efficient network management. In point-to-multipoint systems, the Radius server validates subscriber units and can automatically assign service parameters such as maximum information rate and quality of service. Each SU can be registered using its serial number, MAC address, or customer ID. Once it connects over RF, it's authenticated and provisioned automatically, eliminating manual configuration at the base station. In point-to-point links, Radius is mainly used for user authentication, ensuring secure and reliable access control. Key points for successful RADWIN ODU installation. Preparation. Use certified tools, follow safety rules, and choose the right site. Mounting and grounding. Install securely, ground correctly, and protect with LPU. Connections. Power through PoE, use PoE or SFP for data, and seal and weatherproof every connector. Alignment. Adjust azimuth and tilt precisely and verify with WinTouch Plus using integrated Wi-Fi for management. Commissioning. Register subscriber units, configure services, and confirm with speed tests. Automation. Streamline operations using Radius for secure provisioning. By applying these steps, you guarantee reliable, safe, and long-lasting network operation. Let's wrap up with the most important lessons from the RADWIN ODU hardware installation process. Start with certified tools and strict safety protocols. Choosing the right site and preparing properly is the foundation for reliable operation. Mount and ground each outdoor unit securely, and always install lightning protection units to safeguard against electrical surges. Power the radios exclusively via PoE and make sure every connector and cable entry is fully sealed and weatherproofed for long-term durability. Precise antenna alignment is essential. Use planning tools and management apps to verify signal strength and ensure optimal performance. Complete the process by registering subscriber units, configuring services, and leveraging radius authentication to automate and secure network management.